Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast, presented by BetChrisCanada.net. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Friday, January 31st, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, kids, here we go. This is going to be a good one. It's the Hockey Betting Podcast. Brian Blessing in chilly Las Vegas. I mean, I'm whining. It was 10 degrees
Settle
above.
down.
It was 10 degrees above 500 the last 10 weeks. I do this outside on my patio. It's 43 here.
Come on.
Okay. 43 here feels like 20.
Get a grip.
And Cam is up in Toronto and he's laughing at me. I mean, I'm
what do the people of Buffalo say to you, Brian?
I don't care. I don't live there anymore. I love them, but I don't. Why do you think I'm here?
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, with their sports teams, I'd leave town too. I got to be honest with you.
You have no idea.
We're transparent on this show, and we usually have like a lot of good plus nights. The Buffalo Sabres put me in orbit against Montreal. I had the over. Starts off, a couple of goals. Hey, here we go. We're gonna get there. Like, I got to be honest with you. I took a punch in the gut and the face last night. Losing the side and total in one game, not fun. And it was a rough night for me, Brian. Can't lie.
Well, I'm a Sabres idiot, and I watch every game. Eichel's worth watching the games just alone. Plus, I got a bet on him to lead the league in goal scoring, and he got one last night. But honestly, the game was over, Cam, in the first 25 seconds. Gallagher hits Larson a second and a half after the whistle blows, hits him against the wall, and Okposo comes into the pile and goes, "Hey, please don't do that." Instead of coming in with a stick up and face wash something. Then
he left the game anyway.
Well, wait a minute. Well, but then you get people, the defenders go, well, because he has concussion problems. They go, well, his neurologist would beg to differ. I'm like, sorry, stop playing then. I mean, he may be the nicest guy in the world, but you're going to lose. You're going to lose hockey games because the guy is afraid of getting a concussion. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. That doesn't mean and then what happens? So a minute later, Frolik gets mangled again with a late hit after a whistle, and again, nothing. The Canadians are looking at each other like, all right, boys. I mean, that game was over in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, Buffalo was horrible, and we can't blame even Hutton for this one, right, Brian? It's the rest
he played
of the team.
well.
Yes, he did. He did play well, and I'm just sick and tired of this team. They talk about, we need to go on a big streak. Like, where's Skinner? Like, where are these guys? Who's showing
Garbage.
up?
Hey,
other than Eichel, like nobody.
Wait a minute.
I actually question Kruger too. He's doing
I was going to say Kruger. First of all, Rodriguez is not an NHL player.
No, he's making
$2 million. And he wants to be traded. I got news for you. Every Sabre fan wants him traded. Nobody wants him. What does he do? He puts Rodriguez on the first line with Eichel. I said, are you on glue? I mean, put Skinner up there or Gergensen's. Don't put the guy, and then this guy was a crash test dummy. Every Montreal guy's going, hit that 71 guy. He's not even in the game. They were hitting him so hard, they killed his pets.
Montreal's not even that tough either. Here's the thing about Buffalo. It's a one-man show with Eichel, a couple other guys. You know what?
Sad.
What are you going to It is. It's sad. It's pathetic. At the start of the year, I thought Kruger was a good coach. I questioned a lot of things that he does, and this team's going nowhere. Let's call it out for what it is. Like, you got to get Eichel some help because if I was him, I'd be getting frustrated, man.
Hey, Kmart, blue light special, baby. I mean, just did the sale sign is up.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, that's what I say. Hey, everybody, it's Buffalo. Everyone for sale, but Eichel. Come on down. Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I'm done losing money with that team. And I got to say one thing, too. The fact that Gallagher came back was a big difference for the Canadians.
Yes, it was. He played good.
He's a pest, but he's also one of the best players. In my opinion, he's like Marchand Jr. He'll get in your face. He'll do all the little things well, and he's a good offensive player. He scores, and he made a difference. That's the problem with the Canadians. Without him, they're snowflakes. He brings a toughness and an edge to their team and a dirtiness, but it works for them. Anyway, let's move on.
In the short term, and I'll just tell you this: we'll see. And time is always the judge. Pacioretty's here in Vegas. Last year, I think he was hurt. He's been their best or second best player all year long. But in that deal, the Canadians got Tatar. Now we'll see what they do with him. But I mean, he just everywhere but Vegas, he scores. But the kid, this Nick Suzuki kid who was part of that deal,
I like him.
He's going to be a good player.
I agree. The Canadians actually, I think their management's done a lot of stupid things, but they have some good young players on the team. The problem is they also, by the time they get good, the team will suck. That's, you know what I mean, Brian? It's just one of those things. It's like, sure, you did well with Suzuki, but no, Kotkaniemi, they got a couple guys. It's just like, but it's not enough. Like Montreal's going nowhere too.
All right, buddy, let's go. We got a pretty for a Friday night, a pretty juicy menu, huh?
For today's NHL terms, when we're getting 2, 3, it's actually nice. What do we got? A 7-pack tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, okay.
All right,
I'm ready.
So now listen, we got, and again, we've talked about this. Watch these teams that are coming off the break, that are playing teams that have played. It is a ridiculously huge advantage to have played. So tonight, not the problem with Philly and Pittsburgh. They're both coming off a break. Pittsburgh is $1.65. The total is 6. These two teams hate each other. But Cam, and I'm just going from memory. Well, again, they're coming off the break. But if the goalies are shaky, these two teams hate each other. But they're high-scoring games. That's my memory.
Yeah, it has been that recently, Brian. The last time they played, though, if off the top of my head, the Flyers beat the Penguins 2-0. I remember that game because I was on Philly that day, and a lot of people were on Pittsburgh, and Philly won. I'll tell you one thing. The Penguins are a damn good team, but I wouldn't lay 70 cents with them. Philadelphia actually has played some good hockey going into the break, but I trust them more at home than on the road. 6. You know what, Brian? I think I'm going to stay away from this game, to be honest with you, or take a mini shot with, I should have stayed away from the Sabres-Canadians game last night. I'll remember that next time. I'll take nothing in this game, but I lean to the dog because I don't think Pittsburgh should be 70 cents. The Flyers playing better hockey. Total 6. I think it could actually go under, but I'm not going to mess around with it.
All right. Detroit at the Rangers. Rangers laying 2 potatoes here. No way. Are they good enough to lay $2 against anybody? The total 6 to the over. Nothing much for me here, but
Yeah, Rangers will win. The question is, I think they're a good team on the rise. Panarin's amazing, but they should be $1.80 in this game, not 2.10. And I got to think the Rangers puck line. If you want to do anything with this game, and if you're feeling like you need action, -1.5 plus 125. Or I would put the Rangers in some parlays. It's not -350. It's -200. So, yeah, I could deal with that. Detroit's, I don't know what they're going to do in the second half. Not much. But I would expect the Rangers to win this game.
Another one I'm probably not going to get involved with. If I had to, it would be the over, is Washington at Ottawa, with the Caps laying $1.85 on the road. The total 6.5. The one thing about the Sens, Cam, the Shabbat kid, he basically plays half the game, and he's really good creating chances, but he's out there too much. So, he's exhausted in his own end, and the Kachuk kid's just growing up right in front of your eyes. Tyler Ennis he's one of these guys like, where do you end up this year? But,
he's good. I like Tyler
Ennis. Some offense.
I agree. I'll put him on my team.
Nightmare defensively, right? I mean, I like the over, but I don't know if it's making the dance card.
I like the over. It's actually a weird game because this is the type of game Washington can lose. That's what I've noticed about Washington. Like when they played the Sharks, they got lucky, came back. Remember when they scored 2 goals and 1 in overtime? They're not coming in. Ottawa and Canada, it's in the middle of nowhere. They'll have some fans there probably just to see Ovechkin. But you know what? I'm not that confident laying it on the Capitals. Sure, they're $1.85. They should win, but I think the over, if you're going to do anything with this game, I agree. If I think Ottawa can score 2-3 goals on the Caps, if the Caps get 3, we automatically get the over. 3-3 game, overtime, whatever. It's 4-3. I think there's going to be goals. I like the over at 6.5. Ottawa can score at home.
All right. Vegas and Carolina, I will tell you this.
Give it to me, Brian, because I need you on this game. I had a rough night with your other team, the Sabres, for God's sake. I hate that team. Anyway, what are we doing with the Golden Knights in Carolina? Give it to me. Right.
Carolina's laying $1.40. Totals 5.5. Here's the deal. Carolina has played 7 straight unders. Over, and I'll tell you why. Subban is playing tonight because Fleury takes the 1-game suspension for not going to the All-Star game.
Correct.
And Subban was playing well when he was playing. He's back in that mode where he plays every 6, 7, 8 games, and the kid is literally, it's the Wizard of Oz, and he's the Tin Man, dancing down the street with Dorothy. Without the oil can. Right?
I don't even get the reference, but I like it.
Well, the Tin Man. You never saw the Wizard of Oz?
Yes, yeah. Well, why is he the Tin Man, though? Why? What's the Tin Man?
Well, in the Tin Man, in the Wizard of Oz, the whole movie, he's like, anybody got the can of oil? Because he's all stiff and rusty.
Oh, I see. He's rusty. Okay, so he needs lubrication.
They're no good when you got to explain them. What the hell's wrong with you?
No, they make them better, Brian. Brian, I just woke up. I'm just telling you, it's been a long week.
All the listeners are going, boy, that Brian, that's a really stupid analogy. But then they're going, but that Cam's a real moron because I got it.
Correct on both fronts. No, I get it. Tin Man needs oil. Got to stay lubricated. I get it. And it's 5.5. I got to believe Carolina's going to score some goals, too.
No, that's what my point is. Subban's in there, and Vegas creates a boatload of chances, but they've been asleep at the switch at the start of games. And here's the other thing. You got DeBoer. He's still not been able to do anything with these guys other than he shows up midstream on a road trip. And, they lucked out against Montreal, played a decent game against Boston, but literally he's got right now. Because they reconvened in Carolina yesterday. I mean, they all went there of their own accord. The only practice that this guy's had with the team was yesterday in Carolina. He's not been able to implement anything. They're going to play a dump and chase game, and they're going to go and try to create a boatload of chances, but nothing's been fixed on the back end. I like the over.
Oh, I like tell me Carolina too. Like, is Vegas going to show up?
Cam, I would lean Carolina. I've been sitting here on my radio show in Vegas, right? And believe me, God bless these fans here. First of all, they're mad that the fans booed them when they were down 4-0 after 20 minutes to the Kings. Like, this is not, it's not a prom. It's hockey. I mean,
it is.
Okay.
It is.
All right, so all of a sudden, Cam, these people, they don't get it. I mean, they had a 4-game road trip.
It's also different, Brian. You're a smart guy that worked for the Buffalo Sabres. You've been in hockey. You've been betting hockey. You know hockey. Hell, you worked for the NHL team. You understand. And look, you worked for the Buffalo Sabres. Like, where's the success? That's the thing about these guys. It's different for Vegas because they went to the damn Stanley Cup.
They're spoiled.
They got a window. Yes, they got it spoiled. I don't even know. It's like you're more spoiled than Richie Rich. Of course, they got like a 5-10 year window before you could start. But I understand.
I'm telling you,
gotta boo a team.
Forget it's Vegas. Forget it's Vegas. Okay, just close your eyes and listen to this. Here's the upcoming schedule for them. Right? And everybody's like, but they are. The only fortunate thing is they're in the Pacific Division. But what happened this week? You got Calgary gets a point, loses to the Blues, gets a win over Edmonton. Edmonton gets a point in the loss. Vancouver gets a win. The teams ahead of Vegas have games in hand and are already ahead of them. All right? Now, close your eyes. Listen to this. Upcoming schedule. 4-game road trip at Carolina, at desperate Nashville, at Tampa, at Florida. Come home.
Yeah.
Come home. And twice they've come home from a 4-game road trip and got mangled. All right, they come home to play Carolina again. Then a breath of fresh air. Well, Minnesota one night to the next. Who the hell knows? They got to go to Minnesota. Then they come home. Now they've been this road warrior thing. Now finally they get a breath of fresh air at home. Here's their home schedule, Cam. St. Louis, the Islanders, the Capitals, the Lightning, the Panthers. I'm telling you, these next 8 to 10 games for Vegas, oh my God.
Yeah, and we said that with Buffalo. What have they done out of the gate? They've lost both games. I'll tell you one thing that's an advantage for Vegas. Arizona's playing like junk. They can't even beat the Kings. So you know what? Let's take a look at that situation.
Ranta is terrible.
I thought Ranta used to be decent. Yeah, there's something wrong with Ranta, too. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But Vegas is lucky that they play there because a couple teams are fading. But, yeah, I'm taking Carolina, and I'll ride your wave with the over there at 5.5. You better jump on it because I think it might get to 6.
Squirrely games. I'm telling you, off the break, right? I mean, just this is kind of an odd night, but Boston's at Winnipeg, $1.65, total 6. At that price, I'm taking Winnipeg, and I know they've been no great shakes. The break actually for them, they lost 4 in a row going into the break. Sometimes the break comes at a time when you need it. I think obviously Cheveldaev's got to do something there. They got to make a trade. They got to get a defenseman. I mean, desperation. And here's another team. I mean, here's Winnipeg. Their season's kind of mini on the line right now. They host Boston, play St. Louis, Nashville, then go to St. Louis. But I'll take Winnipeg. I like Winnipeg at a plus price in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that laying 65 cents with the Bruins on the road, that line's a little bit weird, but yeah, maybe it's there for a reason. Winnipeg, the break could do them well. I agree. I think there's probably going to be goals in this game too. I know it's 6, but I'm not going to. You know what? Let's stay away from the total. We'll just dance with the side here with the Jets at plus 145. I do like that.
We'd like to thank BetChrisCanada.net for their support of the Hockey Betting Podcast. I'm Brian Blessing in sunny Las Vegas.
And I'm Cam Stewart in cold Toronto, Canada.
If you love hockey and you're in Canada, and Cam is, by the All-Star break, even if you can't stop thinking about taking a vacation someplace sunny and warm, but you don't want to miss out on any of the hockey action, look for a BetChris near your next holiday destination.
BetChris is one of the leading sports books in the Western Hemisphere, with hundreds of sports betting locations throughout the Caribbean and Latin America.
Watch the game at a BetChris location. Food and drink specials and VIP lounges are available at many BetChris locations. Use the promo code PODCAST when you open your BetChris account.
Place some bets on your game and collect your cash at the window when the game is over.
BetChris offers single bets, parlay bets, teasers, and more on pregame and live odds for hockey and all your favorite Canadian and American sports leagues. And BetChris offers a variety of team and player props, including futures.
BetChris offers the best value odds on Canadian and international sports. Use the promo code PODCAST when you open up your account at a BetChris location. Deposit $750 or more and get up to a 40% reduced commission on your sports bets, up to minus 106 on single bets and parlay bets. That's the best juice in the biz.
So, if you're planning a trip to exotic locations from the Caribbean and Mexico to Peru and almost everywhere in between, the odds are very good. There's a BetChris Sportsbook where you're going on holiday. For more information about visiting a BetChris location while you're on holiday, or to listen to or subscribe to the Hockey Betting Podcast, visit BetChrisCanada.net. That's BetChrisCanada.net. Cam, you're Canadian. When you leave Canada and you're heading south, use the promo code PODCAST. Okay, this is a real weird one. St. Louis is at Edmonton, and St. Louis is laying 30 on the road. The total is 6.
Kind of like Edmonton.
I kind of would lean to Binnington. Played well on the back half of his game off the break. It's crazy. Anytime you're out there with McDavid, I kind of lean to the under. But here's the reason. Edmonton. Cam. It's let's go college football, right? This is like Oklahoma playing a ranked Baylor team, right? Great game, goes to overtime. Then you go play Kansas State, but next week, you're sitting there and you got to play Texas.
Yeah, I know.
Edmonton played this Calgary thing, which was amazing. Tomorrow night, must-see TV again, the Battle of Alberta. That game was so unbelievable. It lived up to the hype. It went to overtime. Isn't this a letdown spot for Edmonton and a look-ahead spot for Edmonton?
I would say it's a look-ahead spot, not a letdown spot. They lost that game to Calgary, right? Even though it was in overtime, we shootout. We had
Calgary in the over.
We did. We hit them both. And I love when that happens. But I got to be honest with you. They know they have a tough game coming up. Like, they got to take care of business against the Blues, right? Like, I don't know, man. Edmonton's a weird team, though. It's just you look at St. Louis and say 35 cents. You think it's a nice price, but Edmonton can win at any point with McDavid. I got to be honest with you. Mike Smith's playing a lot better. He had a horrible first half. He's actually figured it out. I like Koskinen over him personally, but Edmonton's riding out Smith. Oh, God. I like the under. I'm with you.
I think
it's going to be
like the under.
Surprisingly, going to lock down 3-2 for somebody.
You want me to seal the deal for you? Do you want the hermetically sealed envelope?
Yes.
All right. Koskinen's playing. It's Binnington and Koskinen.
Koskinen's got a lot to prove. Don't you think he wants his job back because they're playing Smith all the time?
But Koskinen's 14-9-2. He's got a good record.
I like Koskinen. I'm just telling you, Mike Smith's been playing a lot. Like, yeah, he's playing a lot better. That's the thing. So it's not like Edmonton has a starting goaltender. They alternate these guys. So, yeah, I'm going to take the under. 6, yes. Keep digging, Brian. Under. I don't even know about the side. The Blues should win. If the Blues bring in their A game, they'll beat the Oilers in like a 3-1 game.
By the way, the other night we had because we said it was an advantage for Calgary having played a game. Edmonton was coming off the break, so we had Calgary in the over. And the other one that we played because it was a light menu, we took and we needed the empty netter to get it. It was a bleeding ulcer, but Tampa Bay did beat the Kings. Got there at plus 15 cents. On the puck line tonight at Anaheim, laying $2, $1.90, $1.95. Total on the game is 6. And by the way, the Anaheim-Arizona game the other night, I don't know if you watched that game. That got nasty.
Yeah, and that's Anaheim's MO, right? What are they going to do? Like, they're a team that I don't think they're very talented, but that's what they want to do. They're an aggressive team. They're old school. Like, they'll put you through the boards. They'd fight if they want, like, you know what I mean? If fighting was still a part of the league in the old days, Anaheim would be your team. They got even their stars like to mix it up and they could scrap. You got to like Tampa, Brian. But $2, like, would you put it in a parlay? Like, is Tampa Bay going to have a letdown spot? That's the only question I have in this game. I didn't like the way they played against the Kings early, but they came back and rattled off a 4-2 win. They settled down there.
There's better games on the card.
I don't know about, like, I'm looking at the card going, it's a tough card. I think it's a very difficult card tonight. Like, nothing's really jumping out. There's a few.
The best one to me is Vegas Carolina over, honestly.
Yeah, I like Vegas Carolina over, and I like the St. Louis Edmonton under, and I play sides. It's more so than total.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, honestly, I think off the break, and if you say the break is, it's not good, and everybody, you don't know what you're going to get. Well, I know Winnipeg's at home and they're desperate. I think I like Winnipeg plus 45 cents, and I like the Vegas Carolina game over.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you could throw in the St. Louis Edmonton under. I am going to play that.
You can, and I'd lean that way, but man, I mean, anytime McDavid's out there,
I know.
I think it's scary. But I'm there's a lot of games, but it's a tough card.
That's what I just said. I'm looking at, like, when I wake up and I go through the hockey board, there's usually 2 or 3 things that I love and I feel really good about it. I'm looking at this card going, I think a lot of weird stuff can happen tonight. Like Ottawa could show up against the Capitals. Actually, I like the over in that game too. Ottawa, Washington over.
We started this thing with me whining like a little baby about how cold it was here, but before we started, you are a box of rocks. You said you did the polar bear thing in the worst place in the world?
Yeah, well, I used to have a place
a Yellowknife thing?
Yeah. When I lived in Yellowknife, I had a place on Great Slave Lake. I'm not saying I did a running cannonball, but I went into the water, and let me tell you, like,
under, like your head, everything.
No. Just I went body in, no head under. But I'll tell you something: if I would have stayed in there for another 5-10 seconds, I could be dead. And the thing is, if you have a heart attack there, they're not going to find you. It's like 200, like you're dead. There's no guy waiting there with scuba gear going, "Don't worry, Cam, we'll get you." No, it's basically that's where polar bears hang out. In that,
what's the name of this place? Great
Slave Lake. It's one of the coldest waterways like in the world. I used to have a place on when I lived in Yellowknife. Anyway, long story. But bottom line is, like the Tin Man without oil, I'm a stooge.
I love you, though. All right, let's go to tomorrow.
What, do we got how many games are on Saturday here? Let's take a look.
It should be the dozen or 13. Let's see.
Oh boy.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Oh, God.
Merry Christmas. All right, let's go. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready, Brian.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's go, buddy. Gatling gun. Vancouver and the Islanders. $1.50. Hey, Vancouver's been playing, right? Islanders coming off the break.
That is true. That is very true.
All right.
I think the Islanders, it's different for them though. It's kind of like the Winnipeg situation. They need to right the ship. So I'd be careful about laying it down on.
Hey, all right? Okay, wait, real quick on Vancouver. Yeah, Gatling gun my ass. All right, Vancouver. Now I said all year long, yeah, young team, nice guy. They're going the right way, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, they won't stick around. Hey, man, they're 29, 18, and 4. Now they're on a 4-game heater. The key for them, obviously, is keeping Pettersson healthy. So far, so good. But you know who's been a stud that I just wanted to make sure and you didn't think much of it at the time when they made the deal. This Miller has been phenomenal.
I love JT Miller. I thought he was great. Good. It was a great acquisition by Vancouver. He was a perfect type of player because they have a young team, right? That's the thing, right? They had a bunch of guys like
Besser.
They got Brock Besser and all these other guys. Jake Virtanen, a great player in junior. But you know what I mean? It wasn't working for them. They needed kind of like a veteran presence, a guy that's underrated.
Can they keep it going?
Yeah, they can keep it going. I'm not going to lay 50 cents with the Islanders, but I think the Islanders are a desperate team. We'll see. I think this is probably a pass game, but if you like dogs, Vancouver at plus 125 looks a little bit tasty.
All right. Matinee
game. Found my next game. Everything I have on Columbus, please.
Well, I say Columbus.
Watch the Sabres win.
Well, I was going to say to you, don't step in front of this. Columbus and Buffalo, matinee game. Buffalo's got a heart the size of a raisin, but all right, I would tell you this. They score goals in matinee games, and Hutton, come on, Hutton again.
Oh, is it going to be Hutton again? So how long is Allmark out for?
Well, 4 weeks. It's either Hutton or this prospect Johansson, who's playing his first NHL game. And, I hope the kid plays good if they throw him in there. But these day games are goofy. I like the over. We'll see what they put up. I imagine they put 5.5 up. I would go over in the day game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd probably take a shot with Columbus, but I know one thing for sure, and Buffalo's weird in the afternoon. They actually play better. They should have all their games in the afternoon. Tell everyone to skip work, skip school, go watch the Sabres at 1 o'clock because they can't play at night. Next.
It's true. Florida, Montreal, Florida. Off the break. Montreal, gritty.
Be careful with this game. You'd lean Florida, but Montreal, with Gallagher back, he gives them that little spark, right? Carey Price, he could stand on his head. This is a very tough hockey game for me. I almost like Montreal.
I would lean Montreal just because they've been playing. We talked about it. By the way, when you're saying, here's the only thing, kid, buyer beware. This is one of the games, Columbus is coming off the break, playing against a team that's, wish they hadn't played 2 games, but they did. Now Florida's coming against Montreal, who's been playing. Advantage Montreal.
Yeah, advantage Montreal. I just love the fact that Gallagher's back. It changes the whole team. Like, he was a huge loss for those guys. Like, they almost looked like they lost their heart without him, and they totally changes a hockey team with him. Yeah, I'll take a shot with Montreal, even though Florida people will bet because I think they're a better team than Montreal. But at home, Montreal, yes, I will take the Canadians.
We certainly, and we thank those of you that are listening to us, know enough to be dangerous. But you better have your ears open, right? The minute you think you know everything, you know nothing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Now, here's the deal. St. Louis, right, we said we kind of, the St. Louis-Vancouver game, you liked Vancouver. And I was sitting there on the Vancouver night saying, I hope Vancouver wins because then I really like St. Louis in the next game, taking on Calgary off the break, and St. Louis got the W for us. But while I was watching that game, Cam, and I didn't know this, but I said, mark it away, dope. And I did when St. Louis won that game. They are now 6-1 in the second half of back-to-back games. I like St. Louis at Winnipeg, and I'm worried about the game tonight at Edmonton. But again, I am targeting St. Louis tomorrow at Winnipeg.
Yeah, especially if Edmonton wins, then you come hard at St. Louis. That theory worked for us with the Blues against Calgary, exactly what you said. So, yeah, I got to believe, especially if Winnipeg gets that win to start things off, feeling good about themselves, St. Louis will come in there and tear their heart out.
Toronto 340 at home to Ottawa. Well, over.
Pass.
Over?
Overpass.
Could we see a 7? Could we see a 7?
No. You'll see a 6.5 with juice. The Leafs should probably win. Ottawa will bring their best effort. minus 335, unless you like to put this in a tennis parlay and try to hit like a six-banger. There's no value with the Leafs. I'm not sure. Ottawa plus 253. Ooh,
no. Toronto's defense is a disaster. But
that's the thing. Ottawa could.
No, Toronto. Seriously, tell me the break wasn't the best thing to happen to them. They go on the road, beat Nashville and Dallas.
I'd bet them both times, Brian. I told you I loved them against Nashville. They won. I told you I've had a great week in hockey until I met the Sabres. That's why I'm starting to honestly, they've ruined everything for me. But I put them in too many spots. But yeah, the Leafs, they've been playing better. They're back checking. The game against Dallas too. Dallas, that's a tough place to get a win. They won. But now this is the type of game to take we're feeling good. Oh, Ottawa's coming to town. Don't worry. It'll be a sloppy game. Yeah, over.
All right. I tell you what, next one, watch what happens tonight. Love the home and homes, but really rare. Home and home, back-to-back nights. I'm rooting for Detroit tonight. I'm not playing it. But if Detroit wins tonight, I'd hammer the Rangers tomorrow.
Exactly my sentiments. No need to overanalyze the game. If Detroit does win, the Rangers will kill them the next game.
Oh boy, buddy. Oh, it's tough. Boy, we'd be contradicting ourselves. Colorado's at Philly. Philly plays Pittsburgh tonight, but it's Colorado off a break. Oh boy, I'd be sitting there saying Colorado's in Philly, waiting for them. Boy, I think even coming off the break, that's a big advantage. Colorado's sitting there waiting for them.
Well, the thing is, I don't like it, but I will make a case for Colorado. Yeah. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh will play a physical game tonight. It'll probably take a lot out of Philly. Colorado's going good. Get killed. Get beat up. You know what I mean? It could get like those teams when they get together, bad things happen. So, yeah, I have a lean to Colorado. I don't love it, though, because Philly plays well at home.
I can't play this game. I can't trust either team, but you got something? Dallas laying $1.40 at Jersey?
Dallas. I think, and you know what? The over. This game might be a 5.5 or 6. Let me tell you something. The New Jersey Devils, the way they played, I was on them the other night too, Brian. I took a chance, and it looked like a smart bet against Nashville. They give up a late goal. They lose in a shootout. I was pissed. After the Sabres game, I had more anger. I thought it was a good pick with New Jersey, but I don't know, man. The back end of that team sucks. Dallas understands, if that's a 5.5, I'd go over and a lean to the Dallas Stars. They don't lose many games in a row. They'll be angry after that Leafs game. So I have a lean to Dallas. It seems like a respectable price at 40 cents. That's not bad.
The most winnable game for Vegas to me on their 4-game road trip is
in
this
Nashville.
One.
I agree.
It's back-to-back nights, but the thing is the team will have gotten their legs underneath them, and Fleury returns to the lineup. Nashville's coming off a nice win, but they're inconsistent. Not often you see you catching 25, 30 cents with Vegas. I'd probably lean Vegas as well. I think of the next 8 games, it's the most winnable game they got.
It's a good spot. Nashville played a tough game with New Jersey. They're back, but I think this is a very good spot for Vegas on the back-to-back. If Vegas loses 2 in Carolina, I will come at them at plus 25 cents hard against Nashville. Also, but Nashville's going to be angry. The one angle, remember when Vegas scored with like half a second left,
right.
Brian? That's a problem. So I
was a 4-3 game, by the way.
Yeah.
And Fleury has been fighting the puck.
You know what? Yeah, Fleury's been fighting the puck, and the Leafs put up a 6-burger on Nashville too, right? So
all right. I got nothing on this one. Boston, Minnesota. Boston $1.50. Again, back-to-back nights. They play Winnipeg tonight. Could be an edge, though, to get your legs underneath you, and Minnesota's coming off the break. I don't like it. I
don't like it at all. Lean Boston, though, especially if Boston finds a way to lose. That's the thing. People are like, oh, why do you take the team when they lose? On the back-to-back, first of all, I love betting back-to-backs, and if the team lost the first game, I love coming back to them at the second game. Minnesota, too, they got a lot of older guys. The break's probably good for them, but Boston, yeah, they got the legs under them after the first game. Brian, I got to take Boston, but I don't like 50 cents.
Words to live by. A little known fact: if you put a sieve inside a sieve, it's still a sieve. Chicago is at Arizona. Over. And, oh, by the way, every time Chicago goes to Arizona, it was like Montreal at Buffalo last night. The lower bowl was all red shirts, and they were doing that ole crap. It's a home game for Chicago. It'd be Chicago in the over for sure.
No, I'm taking Chicago. I'm actually pissed off that the break came for these guys. I started to figure it out too late. They beat the Leafs. They were on a heater. They played really good. We talked about Crawford playing for money. There's a lot to like. And I'll tell you one thing I learned. Arizona laying 60 cents. That's a recipe for being broke. No Coyote. that coyote needs to be put down.
What happened to this? What just happened to the coyote?
Oh, he got shot. Big
road
time.
Pizza? Road
Now,
pizza?
yeah, that was me with my gun. Just bang.
You got to get.
I'll tell you that coyote couldn't even be. Hello, we're the Kings. They have a lead against the Kings. They piss it away and lose in overtime. Screw you too, Arizona. They're on my bad list.
Edmonton, Calgary. Listen. Well, for starters, watch it.
Yeah, it'll be a good game.
Kachuk stood up. He did it. He fought with Cassidy. They hate each other. But McDavid was pissed. Giordano stuck his knee out on his knee. They hate each other. This is must-see TV. Oh, by the way, I got to do it. We got to wrap this up. Listen.
Yep.
DirecTV. Thanks for nothing. All right. I got the hockey package. The game for weeks they're talking about. The first game all year long that wasn't on the hockey package was Edmonton, Calgary the other night, and I had to watch cut-ins of it on the NHL Network. Idiots. It's not what I paid for. I'm pissed. All right.
Yeah, you should talk to them about it. That's ridiculous. You're paying for a server. You're supposed to get every game. Don't worry. You know what they do here? They're pretty clever here, too. I pay like $200 for my cable, but these games are regional, so I can't watch any Canadian team play but the Leafs. I got to go get it on the Fire Stick. So screw all you cable companies for fleecing the customers. Next.
This number's too big, bud. They got Calgary $1.55 because it's back-to-back nights. Now, listen, these teams, I know it's a tough situation for Edmonton, and I'm telling you, I think they maybe look ahead tonight, but the bottom line is, would you not at the moment, as things are currently constituted, and the passion in those games are a coin flip, right? I mean, they're dead even.
They are. And
I would take Edmonton plus the price.
Yeah, know what you do, too? You could play this is a perfect play a game live situation. Calgary scores the first goal. You get Edmonton at even a bigger dog, like a massive dog. Click on it, because bottom line is, Brian, it's probably going to go to overtime or a shootout.
Anaheim, LA, under.
I like LA in this spot.
Okay.
They've been playing a little bit better. They beat the Coyotes. They're at home. I don't know. It's like 25 cents too. It's, to me, I don't know. Like, don't you think LA is better than Anaheim? I like Anaheim. To me, I don't know what to think of the Ducks, to be honest with you. But the Kings haven't quit. They're actually showing a little bit of a spark. Like, they came back to beat Arizona in that game. Like, I don't know. I like LA in this spot. It's a quarter. It's cheap. Give me LA. They're the home team too. Yeah, not a huge play.
They're all yours.
Yeah, it's a horrible game. I know, but that's what I do. I bet games, right?
I know you have to bet them all.
No, you don't.
Damn. Sorry, Cam. I mean, hey, listen here.
I've been so beat down.
Buddy, words to live by. You don't have to bet every game, and you shouldn't go swimming in Great Slave Neck or Great Slave Lake.
Great Slave Neck. Yeah, the Knicks suck too. What else?
Last one. Tampa, San Jose. San Jose's a dog's breakfast.
Tampa Bay will murder them. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. They lost Thomas Hurdle for the whole year, too.
Ouch,
Tampa Bay and parlays. Like, basically, the Sharks are waving the flag now. The mean shark with sharp teeth has turned into a guppy. He's a fish. Like, you give me the light.
What is Wilson going to do? You're trading Vlasic. You're trading Dylan.
You trade everybody. That's another thing. You got to basically say, like, Buffalo, everybody but Eichel. Like, I don't care. Burns, Carlson, one of these guys, they have too much money on the payroll. And if you want one of these star players, if I'm San Jose, I'm picking up every call. Going, talk to me.
Hey, listen. This is just me. God, I mean, to say you wish you were the guy, he's making $11 million. Tax, well, it's not tax free in California. He's making $11 million. Good looking guy. Erik Karlsson, but what is with the Pirates of Penzance look?
Yeah, him and Austin Matthews, they're doing like you said, it's the Freddie Mercury tribute.
I know, he's I mean, all he needs is the eye patch and a sword.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. Yeah, he does. He should be working at one of those pirate bars that Taffer always rips on Bar Rescue.
Get him a job at Treasure Island. He can host the.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's the Pirates and Freddie Mercury. Austin Matthews, Erik Karlsson. Come on down. Yeah, I know. Even my mom, I went out for breakfast with my mom. She goes, that guy looks like an idiot with that. I go, Blessing says he looks like Freddie Mercury. She goes, yeah, good call. Like she liked it. She liked it. The Austin Matthews magician stash. You're right, though. Erik Karlsson, like, just get a puffy shirt like Kramer's buddy on Seinfeld and a patch, and you're good to go. Give me
it's gold, Cam. It's gold.
Gold, Blessing, gold. Give me the lightning and parlays.
All right, there you have it. It's going to be a fun weekend. Lots of hockey. We always love you joining us. We'll be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. And hey, real quick, who do you like in the football game?
I'm all in on San Francisco. A lot of people are disagreeing. We had a guy on who loves KC the other day. I think San Francisco defense wins championships, Brian. I think they get it done. I like the Niners. What do you like?
I like the Niners in the under, but I will tell you, 450 props. I like 3 props better than I like the game. I like Danny Sorensen over 5.5 tackles.
Who?
He's got Danny Sorensen. He's number 49 for the Chiefs. He's the guy who made the tackle on the fake
Sorensen. Sorensen?
Yeah, over 5.5 tackles, Cam. He played 108 plays against Houston, had 9 tackles. He had 8 tackles against Tennessee. And he's in the middle of the field, and Kelsey's going to be running around like a reindeer in there. And, oh, by the way, he's their special teams guru. I like him to go over 5.5 tackles. And then the two I just can't see not happening. Patrick Mahomes, well, this one's scary, can be dicey. But when he decides to go, Patrick Mahomes' first rush over 4.5, but the best bet on the card to me in the whole game is Patrick Mahomes' longest rush over 11.5 yards. Come on, you're telling me that he'll have a gain of 12 yards or more at least 2 times in that game.
I'll give you another one. Kyle Juszczyk over receiving yards 8.5. They're going to utilize him in this game. All those little props. And Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm betting this, Brian. 1 rush. I know they give the ball to Mostert and everybody else. Over 3.5 yards rushing, sign me up.
He's the man, Cam Stewart. It's the Hockey Betting Podcast. Good luck in the big game, and good luck with all the hockey games. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing, and if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At BetChrisCanada.net and the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.